Howdy music lovers, Tom from Blakgraz here. That was the guitar solo for my song Heaven Help Us. And yes, we're at a truck stop. I'm sure you can hear that. We're at a Love's in Texas. And it's actually yesterday was really sunny and today is kind of cloudy. It was nice yesterday. We got a lot of stuff done. Howdy y'all, Tom from Blakgraz. So let's get into it, shall we? So before I do, I want to say thank you so much to Poco Loco for having us this last weekend. This is their t-shirt. Shane, thank you so much. It was so much fun to play there. This shirt is super cool. Here, I got to show you the back too. So Poco Loco is in Gilmer, Texas, and it was our first time there this weekend. We were there Friday night, and it's funny because we arrived. Oh, and before I also go any further, I want to say thanks to Custom Build Guitars. This is Vaughn Shannon's limited edition Lang version. Basically, it's a copy of the guitar, the Langdon, I guess, which is Trey Anastasio's guitar from Phish, the band Phish. And if you're not familiar with Phish, look them up, P-H-I-S-H. And Vaughn built this as a tribute to that guitar style. And first time I saw it, I almost fell over. It was so beautiful. And then I actually played it, and it was even better. The interesting thing about this guitar is it's not attached with bolts, so it's built right into the body of the guitar, and it has a thicker neck, also diameter. The radius is a little bit thicker too on the back of the neck, which is not what I'm used to. This is actually more like a Les Paul, but I have played acoustic for a long time and classical, so it was easy to adapt. But I've actually grown to really enjoy this neck style. It does have the darker wood on the fretboard like I like, and that's a big help too. But this thing has incredible sounds. It's got two humbuckers that are tapped with a three-way switch, which basically gives you 7 different tones. It's incredible. So make sure you check out Custom Build. Do us a huge favor. He's actually sponsored our tour for quite some time now, and has been a huge supporter. We saw him when we got the guitars fixed, and we're going to go see him again on the 19th just to say hi as we pass through Austin. Great guy, great company, great guitars, just amazing stuff. So back to Poco Loco. They're out of Gilmer, Texas, and it was our first time there to play. And it's so funny because we pulled in with the camper, 35-foot long monster, right? And Shane is outside, and he sees us pull in. He kind of goes, "Park over there." So I pulled over in the parking lot, and he came up and he said, "Hey, I'll move these couple trucks, and we can get you right up against the gate there to load in." It was super easy load in, super nice place. He's obviously done a lot of work on the place, and it's really well kept. And I had a nice big stage area. It was big plank wood too, so it was solid. Everything felt really good. The electric, there was tons of electric outlets on the stage and on the back of the stage and on the floor of the stage, which is unusual. You don't normally see a stage where someone has actually taken into consideration guys who play with foot pedals and need to plug in up front, right? Or even just, I guess nowadays iPads and iPhones, which is not what I do. I don't encourage that, and I don't condone it, but I can see folks needing power up front. So this was obviously a well thought out stage and setup in the bar area, because from the stage, not only could I see the whole bar and off to the side where the pool tables were, but from the bar you can see everything as well. So it was really well designed. But then on top of it, there were people, even while I was setting up, starting to come in. So kind of like Melanie's place up in North Carolina, I was Tarboro. I was really excited to see so many people coming in to check out what I do. And then I got started, and it got even better, and I started getting people's names right away and making friends. And boy, I had almost everybody's names by the end of the night, which was super, super nice. And people were hooping and hollering. I got people dancing, and we did the drinking song. We found out who the professional drinkers were. Sable and oh shoot, Sable and Jill. They were bartenders at the place too, but they had their night off, and they came in to check out what I did, and they stayed the whole time. It was beautiful. And then by the end of the night, I had made a friend. A fella named Russell, who was an older fellow with a big cowboy hat on, and he got a little bit drunk, and he started barking up at me at, names of songs that he wanted me to play and artists that he wanted me to play. And I kept explaining to him, Russell, you seem like a really nice fella, but I can't get this through to you enough. I don't do cover songs. I only play my own original stuff. However, if you like a certain style or a certain artist, I'm sure I've got something that's pretty close to them, because everybody you're naming are all my heroes. All these artists that he was naming are all folks that I'm fond of, and I actually am very eager to emulate as much as possible. So no, that wasn't good enough, and you suck, and your music's awful. He's yelling at me, and I just kept saying, well, you seem like a real nice fella to me. So end of the night comes, and everybody's saying goodbye and thank yous, and I handed out picks and shook hands, and then they all start to clear out. Sure enough, this Russell fella finds his way over to the owner, next to the owner at the bar, and I'm thinking, I should have guessed he'd be a close friend of the owner, Shane. Now Shane, mind you, had obviously been enjoying himself. I could see him walking around checking on people. He's very proactive when it comes to running his place. And he knows a lot of the folks too. And I bet you he knows everybody. And I figured I better not pick a fight with this fella, even though he's being a dork, right? And Russell, if you're watching this, you were a dork. But I figured you must be a nice fella most of the time. And sure enough, Shane was enjoying himself. He goes over and sits with Shane, and I'm tearing down. And the place clears out by the time I'm done tearing down, and I have time to come over to Shane, because I'd mentioned to Shane, hey, when we're done, I'd like to get your opinion of what you thought of the show. And if it's good, then I'll use that to continue to promote Poco Loco, right? I'll continue to promote the place. Because anybody that books us, we're grateful, and I want to make sure that you get not only the best value in the show, but the best value and exposure in terms of marketing. We market before, we try to do live streams during, we get video and pictures from it, and then afterwards, we like to try and promote the place afterwards, because if you stay open and you're successful, guess what we're going to do? We're going to come back and play. So we always encourage people in every area that we play in to go back and visit all the places we played, even though we're not there. Because if you keep them open and you keep them successful, then we can come back and play again when we come back through the next year. It's real simple logic, but for whatever reason, that seems to escape a lot of musicians. They're like, no, you only come when we're there. Yeah, that's loyalty. That's just stupid. But anyway, that's my opinion. And like Russell, in his opinion, everybody's got one, sort of like buttholes, but not everybody wants to hear him. So
he said it himself, that too. So.
He did, yeah. So it comes time for me to go over and talk to Shane about what he thought about the show. I come over with the iPad, and I knew he wanted to give me a positive review, so I'm asking him, hey, what would you like to put down as what did you think of the show? And Russell's right next to him going, it sucked. You were awful. Your songs suck. You should give it up. And I'm just laughing, and Russell's just like laughing also, and he's saying it was good, it was very entertaining, the folks enjoyed it, and that was it. Real short.
Very pithy man.
Yeah, and he said, I'm a man of very few words. And I thought, that's great, because then that means these few words mean a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with that. And then I turned to Russell afterwards, and I said, I said, sir, what is your name? He didn't expect me to come at him head on, I guess. He's like, look, Russell. And I said, well, Russell, why are you so grumpy? Well, you didn't play anything, I know. And I want to, why don't you play him? You sucked and blah, blah, blah. I said, well, do you like Chet Atkins? And he goes, I don't know. Who's that? And even Shane looked at him and said, Russell, you know who Chet Atkins is. Then I looked at him and I said, do you like Roy Clark or Jerry Reed? How about those guys? Well, yeah, I like them. Well, play their songs. And I said, well, those guys are my heroes. And he said, well, they're my heroes too. You should play their songs. And I said, well, I try to write like them, but you said you don't like my show. Well, I guess I'm sorry. He apologized to me. Son of a gun, I got him to apologize. Now, the funniest thing of all is Shane's laughing the whole time. He looks at Russell and goes, the next time there's a band in here, I'll bet you're yelling, play some Blakgraz. Oh, that was just awesome. So then Shane had paid me up on the stage before I came over to speak with Russell, and he paid me too much, a lot too much. Now, I've had that happen a couple times where owners were really pleased with the show, but I didn't expect it at that point because I felt like everybody had a good time, but I knew Russell and another fella, Jimmy, weren't real happy that I wasn't playing covers. But Shane must have been happy because he paid me way too much. Now, mind you, I did start about 20 minutes early, and then I played an extra half hour afterwards because people were still hanging out and drinking and having fun. And I don't know about y'all, but if you're trying to build a band name and music and get your music out there, as long as there's people standing listening, I want to play. So I guess he appreciated that because it also helped keep his cash register ringing, and so he paid the extra. But as he walked away, I was like, wait. This is really generous, but this is not right. You only need to pay me this much. And he said, I know how much I'm supposed to pay you, and smiled and turned and walked away. So then at the end of the night, he needed to take Russell home because Russell was being such a grump that whoever it is he's married to or dating or whatever he called to ask them to come and pick him up, they weren't coming to get him. So Shane had to take him home. He's such a grump that the people who live with him were like, no, you're going to find your own way home, you grump. So Shane had to leave early and couldn't stay to lock up the place. So he asked Martha and I, hey, would you please turn off the lights and lock this door when you're done loading out? Now, we just met this fella. It was our first time ever playing at his place. And he just left the place wide open to us to do whatever we want, right? To leave the door open even, or to take alcohol or whatever. Now, he knows we don't drink because we didn't order a single drink the whole night. Now, we did order some fish tacos that were really good.
Yeah, they were very good.
I wish I had gotten double, actually.
We'll get double next time.
Yeah, double. I want 2 servings of fish tacos. Those were really good. So if you get to Poco Loco in Gilmer, Texas, order the fish tacos. Wow. But he basically, so he knows we're not going to steal anything. He knows that we're honorable because I was like, hey, wait, you paid me too much. So he must have felt comfortable from the way we behaved that we were going to honor and respect his property just like our own. And of course we did. So I made sure I did an idiot check. I went in and turned off the lights and I closed the ice machine to make sure it didn't melt all the ice. And then when I closed the door, I closed it firmly, maybe a little too firmly, but I wanted to make sure the door was locked and I shut it all the way. But I have to think too that almost everybody in that town knows who he is and knows his place, and nobody steals from him because they all like him. He's a good guy and he takes good care of everybody and he works hard. Obviously, he's got a welding company too. And he seems like a really, really honorable fella. So I suspect anybody who hires him for welding, just like with his drinks, he does right. He does by exchange in abundance. He gives them, more than what they're paying for, and they know it, and so they really appreciate him. And I can't even tell you how much we appreciate him, not just for having us in, but for doing what a lot of the folks that we've met over the last year and a half have done, but basically accepting us in as friends. Because
after just one introduction,
after just one show, one night, and one short brief introduction, I can't even tell you how much it means for somebody to put that kind of trust in us. It's an honor and a privilege that is rare, although it seems to be happening more and more lately, which is really encouraging.
Well, and you have to follow up with him in just a couple of days here to because he wants you for the year, but he's already booked up, so he already wants to start getting you in for next year.
Yeah. So he said he's already booked for the year, and he has to honor the contracts and agreements that he's made with other bands and such. But he definitely wants us for the beginning of January, which is when we'll be back in Texas, which is perfect because we'll come back for December, and December's already filling up really nice. And that'll be the second show that I'll have booked for 2027 already. I've got 75 at this point. As of today, I've got 75 booked for 2026. I'm going for 100, and I'm sure I'm going to get it here really soon, actually. With how many people are just looking to check their schedule and get back to me, I'm going to hit 100 in a big fat hurry. So we might actually hit 120 to 150 this year, depending on how many we can fill on weekdays. So that's an amazing feat. But most of all, for this video, I want to thank Shane, and I want to thank everybody from Poco Loco for being so welcoming.
There's Cameron and Randy and Mackenzie from Idaho.
Mackenzie
and Heidi, we're not going to say what her name was.
Stan the Man.
The Man, and Jimmy, and I'm trying to remember everybody else.
Jamie and Jeremy and Julie and Jordan
Paula.
And Bradley and Paula.
Jill Sadie.
And Sable.
Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry, Sable.
Caton behind the bar with Megan. Jimmy, who was mad at me. Russell, who was mad at me, but then kind of apologized at the end of the night.
Brady.
I said. He was with Jonathan.
What about the local musician?
Brian Hoffman. Make sure, if you're in the Gilmer, Texas area, or this northern Texas area, make sure you check out the Brian Hoffman Band. Really nice fella. Came up at the end of the night, said he liked the show, and explained he was a musician too, and I promised I would give a shout out to him and his band, and hopefully he'll connect with me online soon too, so we can go back and forth about when he's going to be in the area and such. Really, really nice fella. So, I mean, that's a good example of what we're trying to do. We're really trying to stay in touch with all of the folks that we meet, because every moment is precious. When you travel this much and you don't see these new friends as often as you'd like, every moment is precious. And so to meet new wonderful people like all these folks we met at Poco Loco in Gilmer, Texas, it's a really wonderful memory to have for the rest of our lives. And I'm looking forward to getting back there next year and saying hi to all these new friends, and to hear if Russell started shouting at the other bands, "You better play some Blakgraz." That's gonna be fun to check out. So there you go. That was what happened this weekend.
Well, you got to talk about what we did yesterday. And
well, I was going to do that in another video. But I will say this. We have a new security officer with us now. We have adopted a puppy along the way. This poor guy was left at another truck stop. I guess a trucker didn't want him anymore, and nobody else was able to claim him. And after a day and a half of basically being there, camping and making calls and such, we decided to go ahead and take him on as part of the team.
Well, we got a shout out to Katie and Bonnie and their mom, because they're the ones, we had seen him the night before, and then the following morning they were in a camper as well, and they came and knocked on our door asking if we were missing a dog.
Yeah, they thought he was ours because they had seen him coming up to us the day before. So thank you, Katie and Bonnie, for reintroducing Rascal, our security officer, to us. He's on tour security. So Crazy Cat Lady Adventures on TikTok. Make sure you check them out. Give them a lot of love, and because he is Boy, he is worming his way right into our hearts in a big fat hurry. He is so good. This boy wants to please. Now, the trick we found is he communicates differently than other dogs because of some trauma he had with a shock collar. Part of the training he must have received before basically traumatized him because they were using the electronic shock and it hurt him. And so he doesn't know how to communicate certain things, when he's hungry, when he needs to go potty. The affection thing, when he needs affection, can be mistaken for I need affection. Also, it could mean, as we're learning, I need to go OUT, or I need to eat something, or can you please pay attention to me, I'm feeling insecure. Now, the good news is Hannah, our cat, she's a rescue also. When we got her, she was actually toothless. So she had an infection inside when she was in the shelter where we got her, and they took out her teeth. And so we had to learn her communication too, which was different than most cats. And so this is not new to us, having a rescue who is not the same as most animals. Now, the other good news is he is super smart. He is already, after just 1 week, responding very, very strongly to
many commands.
Lots of commands that are really important commands too. And now that we've got him on a regular schedule and a better diet, he's starting to have regular movements, bowel movements, as well as going out to pee regularly. He also knows that he's going out, but that he's also coming back in, and he can relax about separation anxiety. In fact, the Poco Loco show was our first show with him, where he had to see us go out, make a lot of noise taking gear out, and then make a lot of noise coming, taking gear back in. Now, mind you, at every show, Martha always goes out to check on the camper and the cats to make sure that they're all
usually
okay, especially in the cold weather.
Yeah.
To make sure the heat is running and that she's comfortable. So it was not unusual for me to see her go out and check on both of them, and she did it a little bit more than usual this time with Poco Loco, only because it was his first show being in the camper while we're out.
Yeah, well, and it was the longest time that he and Hannah were together alone.
Yes.
They're fine alone. He was getting a little jealous if you or I would give her affection and attention. So we're still altering that, but he's not really aggressive, just kind of jealous, I would say, really. But they were perfectly fine, even though I was coming in. And I think she taught him, well, this is what they do. We just sit and we wait.
Yeah.
So she was up in the dash most of the time, which she's accepting of him. She'll still hiss on occasion if he gets too close. But then he was sitting down right where your feet are and like facing the door, just waiting for me or you to come back in and stuff. So they were fine.
Yeah, Hannah has a very calm demeanor about her anyway. And that was one of the things that we really enjoyed about her personality. Is like him, she's very grateful. And she is very calm. She likes things quiet. She doesn't like when Dad gets excited and starts playing guitars and fast songs that she likes when it's quiet, slow, mellow stuff. But what Martha mentioned about her affecting him, it really is making a huge difference. Now,
he's dreaming.
I also feel pretty strongly that his jealousy wasn't jealousy about she's getting attention and I'm not. It was, I want you to pay attention to me because I like it here.
Yeah.
I don't want you to not want me.
Yeah.
Right? It was fear and insecurity of being let go again. Well, now that we've had a week of paying attention to both of them and setting boundaries, we set some pretty strict boundaries about where she stands in the pecking order, and what spaces are off limits to him. Like the bedroom is off limits to him. He's not allowed to come into the bedroom and onto the bed. He sleeps out here.
He's security. Security should be at the front of the...
So he sleeps out the front or by the foot of the bed. Plus, he's a little big as a dog. I don't want a big dog coming on the bed and stomping on us in the middle of the night. And the cat comes onto the bed. She always has and always will. So she's got that kind of little bit of seniority and a higher rank. And then he's the newbie, but he gets run of several other places. It's working out really great, though, especially Kate and Bonnie, if you're watching. he is really adapting super fast, and because he's smart and he wants to be here. That's the other thing we've discovered. He often triggers when he's outside signals, I want to go back.
Yeah.
I want to come back and relax and get a snack and lay down and just, I'm tired. Or at the end of the night, right? Because our hours are odd. You know, he gets us up early, but we still go late. And so then often there's naps in the afternoon, which is fine. That works great. The other benefit too of this happening now is that we've got all this time before all of the shows start to really kick in, and every weekend is busy. So we're establishing really strong patterns with him and the kitty before we start getting super busy. And that'll be good, so that when we're busy, he knows where he stands.
He's dreaming.
He's doing a lot of dreaming today. Yeah, he's doing a lot of dreaming. So there you go. There's kind of...
And he had a cameo on this last Tuesday's live.
So oh yeah, that's
right. He did like a quick little panic sweep through and everything.
Yeah,
but we'll be showing more of him. Hannah has her own Furry Road Manager YouTube and TikTok, and so he'll be doing some cameos in there. And
Hannah's in trouble right now. Just as a side note, she tried to sell him on TikTok, and so I have some words for her, which is that's not okay. He's part of the family now, Hannah. You can't sell the dog. And no, he's not broken. So
I haven't done that pose yet. But yeah.
Yeah.
The funny of him being upside down on the chair, yeah.
But it's interesting too, because it seems like the natural position for him is security, because he'll hear something and go, what was that? And then he'll do his perimeter sweep and then come back. He's like,
and then sits in captain's chair, your
and
chair.
looks in the captain's chair. It's like, okay, everything's fine. Okay, I'll go back to sleep.
Yeah. Or by the door like he is right now.
Yeah, he really likes sleeping by the door with the door open when it's nice out, because I think he feels like he's outside but he's safe, you know, almost like a cave.
Yeah.
You know, so he feels safe, but he can hear what's going on outside.
Yeah.
So he's such a good dog. We're glad to have him on the team, and it's going to be exciting to see how this grows. So thanks everybody for tuning in. There's your update with Guitar and Gab with Blakgraz. If you're new to the channel, please do us a favor and like and subscribe. Also, if you're not sure who we are or what we're doing, I am playing my music. We've been touring for a year and a half, and we've been touring across the country playing all original shows in cover rooms, and it's actually going great. It's incredible how well it's going. And this is actually the first year of the 5-year plan. So we did a year and a half of getting started. Now we're into the second year, almost coming on the end of it in June.
Yep.
Of the 5-year plan, where this is the first time we've had the whole year taken care of in terms of our bills, and already starting to book beyond what we need for each month. So that's a new
because Rufus
level
still
of
needs
growth.
Fixing up, and we want to make sure.
Yeah, there's a new level of growth for us, a new road mark. So thanks to everybody who's been watching and listening and helping and commenting. It makes all the difference in the world. Like Poco Loco, like all the folks at Poco Loco and Shane and everybody. That's what keeps us going. Meeting these new people, getting to share the music, and seeing their lives, even just for a moment, become happier or more fun. You know, people enjoying themselves. That's exactly why we're out here doing this, and we're not going to stop. It's going great. So thank you so much for everybody tuning in. Make sure you check out our links down below. We do have CDs for sale online. We also have merch for sale online, and then at shows. We've got the handmade t-shirts and the emotional support beverage beer koozies. And then also, please do us a favor, check out our sponsors, Custom Build Guitars, JD Southside, Jim Dunlop Manufacturing,
Royal Velvet.
We've also got Honer and Nady and Line 6 who are helping us out. Just some really great companies who have actually believed in us and supported us along the way. And again, this would not be possible without folks like that. Companies and people like yourself just watching this video to the end. I know I'm kind of rambling now, but can't begin to thank everybody enough. Kate and Bonnie too. They've been helping spread the word about our music, and now on TikTok we've got folks making videos with my songs. It's amazing. So I'll let it be there. Thank you so much, and we hope to see you at a show real soon. The best part of all is when I get to meet you, look you in the eye and say thank you and shake your hand. So I'll look forward to doing that with each and every one of y'all. See you next time.